So it's just before 7 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, and it's pretty chilly, but it's September, so who would care? Time to set off on a little adventure through Scotland. See you later. Okay, an hour and a half driving. Now just up above Lochern Head. Just sort of a stop, and weather's changed a little bit. It's got a little bit cloudy. I believe there's a good old railway along here. Pretty sure I walked this with Mum years and years ago. So this is the old railway that ran from Callander to Oban, I believe. 72 miles. Not as if I've looked this up on Wiki. It's quite an effort to get through these hills. But what on earth made people think to get a train up in these places? But they obviously did. I think a mile or so down the railway there's a viaduct, because I passed it as I came up. I think it's Glen Ogle that I come up through from Lochern Head to the top of the pass where I've just parked up. But even on a grey September morning, it's beautiful up here. And as I said earlier, just fresh air. Big man limping along. So it's for 3 miles. Well, I'm not going to be doing 3 miles, that's one thing for sure. Oh, it's just so relaxing, isn't it? Still on the railway line. The first cutting. I guess it just proves how much of a connection Oban is to the islands of Scotland, that they would build a train line to link the central belt with Oban, but do it like straight over the top of the pass. I mean, that's some effort in the, I'm guessing, 1800s to make this sort of cutting through the place. Lovely old bridges as well. So, just a little bit further down the line. Yeah, it's a nice little place that they put easels for people, or seats. They're not easels, are they? They look like easels, but they're not. But that's the road I came up on the other side. You see the cloud not quite cleared the hillside opposite. And first trains ran up this line 1st of June 1870. Imagine what they felt when they first set off on that very first train, looking up this hillside and going, what on earth have you given me to drive up? It's pretty spectacular now. You can just see this opening up. I'm going to continue walking down because there's a viaduct. It says about 11 minutes walk from where I currently am. So I'll wander on down and see if I can get some decent shots from there. But got to be going some to beat this sort of scenery, and this is like an hour and a bit from home. Right, well I can see it right in front of me. So I've made it down to the Glen Ogle Viaduct. I'm about 20 yards away from it now. What a place. Even lazy bastards like me can walk this far. And I bet millions of people just drive past this on the A84. I'll be honest, it's as far as I can be bothered to walk, because it's just a stretch my legs after an hour and a bit stop. But yeah, I'm pleased I stopped. Let's be honest, mile and a half for fat man's more than enough. So, mile and a half back to the car, and then I think I'm off to find myself some coffee and cake to reward myself. I'm not going to pretend this is anything more than me doing a GoPro moment, because I am not having a walk around Glencoe, but I'm at the ski centre, just pulled off the road, because there are certain people I know that will probably be able to identify pretty much everything I'm taking pictures of here. I think is that the Bugle or whatever? Gary will tell me. That one's the pointy one, because that's what I've just named it. It's quite impressive with the grey sky above. But where the hell they ski and why, I don't know. So, made it to my lake. I should get parked about a mile and a half outside town, it feels. It's dry. I think we're looking okay. Walked over to Neudart, which is round that corner. Then we'll see how we get on. So, harbour looks quite nice. About 40 minutes before the boat. So my timing wasn't right to get to Glenfinnan to see the train go over. It looks like it's sitting here in my lake waiting to go back and get along, get something from the front. Although it's got to be through the fence, but never mind. Having never seen Harry Potter, it doesn't really mean a great deal to me, but I'm sure there are people that are really quite interested in it. As with all Scottish trains, looks like they forget to clean the windows, so it's realistic. Lovely smell from the smoke as well. So, made it to Neustadt. Had dolphins for company on the way across. I'll be very pissed off if for whatever reason this GoPro doesn't allow me to download the video. I sort of got them on my own phone, but not to the extent on the GoPro. But it's dry. It's nice. It's calm now. I got soaked on the way across, so there's quite a few little waves. And there goes the West Niles off back to the lake, and I will be on that in about 3 hours time. But through the trees is the pub.
That's why it's sort of hidden though, it's like that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not too bad.
So,
Yeah, I want to get one.
you want one of those?
Yeah. Can't get one now. we're stuck in Malik for a week. But maybe next week. I do want one. By the end.
I could get one.
Did you?
I know where there's a few.
Right person stalked it. Contact details.
No, I'm waiting for my taxi home, or at least my ferry home. Not a bad place to sit and wait, is it? Could be sitting on a railway station, a bus stop. Bollocks to it. This is the way it should be. Well, this is faster. Slow boat to Inverary, and then the fast ferry back to Malig. Lumpy coming back though. This is more like it. There's water flying everywhere, but never mind, good fun. This wasn't the outro I was expecting to do, but it looks like the Canna ferry has been cancelled. There is still a ferry that is running to Rum, but it looks like it's the little ferry that we used from Neustadt yesterday, and if the reason they've cancelled the ferry is due to high winds, I don't really fancy being on the little ferry for an hour and a half each way. I'll go across to the Calmac office and see what the plans are, but I have a feeling that I may be heading south earlier than planned. So things have changed again. The ferry is going. It's not the same ferry that I was meant to be on, but I've been transferred to another. But everything else remains the same, so I'm told. So Canna is on again. So we have a ferry. It is this one here, the Loch Brewster. It's big enough to like almost stay in one piece. Outdoor seating, it'll be nice and chilly in case I brought a coat. And just going around the back is I think that's the Sky Ferry. Just going around the back of it. We're standing near Mallaig and there's barely a breath of wind. I sort of like find it amazing that there was a chance that these ferries were being cancelled. I mean, it's a glorious day. The limit of my nautical knowledge. Pointy ends, flat ends, port and starboard, but which is which, no idea. starting to get a little bit more nautical out here, a little bit more way. Guessing once we get past Rum, it will get even more so, and then I'll be saying to myself, yeah, maybe I should have moved further in. But this is a great fun. 2 seconds later, I'm absolutely thrilled as the waves are coming over the front. So, I'm guessing this is like a log flume, but not an actual pleasure beach. Canna, rum and egg. So I guess there's something for the future to come back to. Change in the weather as we come away from Rum. It's pretty dark over the top of Rum, but we're not going that way, we're going that way. And I'm wondering, is that Canna just coming into view, or whether that's the edge of Rum. Need to get the map out and have a quick look. On the other side of the port we have Skye and the Coolins. This is quite some trip. It's pretty much like everything you would want to see in Scotland on one ferry. £7.10 you haven't thought about doing it, get it booked. Just been told though that due to the tides, the ferry will not be staying at Canna, so it will land, it will let people off, it will put people on, and then it'll depart immediately. So I won't get to spend any time on Canna. Or maybe that just means I need to come back in the spring and do it all again. This is Canna. You don't realise how windy it is out there until you come around that headland and suddenly it's peaceful. Filming me, filming you, filming me. Unfortunately, just after leaving Canna, the weather took a turn for the worse, so I went and sat inside and watched through the window as we went past Rum and back into my lake to end a really great day out.